Liverpool 2, Everton 0, and Liverpool win the Merseyside derby to go to the top of the Premier League table. It may only be momentarily because, of course, Arsenal played later today and Tottenham on Monday, as well as Man City, of course. But for now, it's a good feeling for Liverpool fans. They managed to get a win over their bitter rivals, Everton. And it wasn't a game free from controversy. Look, I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I don't think Liverpool at their best today. I think Everton actually played very, very well in the way they defended very resolutely. But one thing I will say for a fact is the referee, again, was at the center of the action. Craig Pawson, I'm not your biggest fan. And today was not your greatest performance in the refereeing shirt. Let's be honest with it. I'm not going to go as far as saying he had a Liverpool shirt on. And I'm not going to go as far as saying he should probably take his black refereeing shirt off and put on a red one. But once again, very, very dodgy refereeing. Because look, this is the referees in the Premier League. They're just not good. Once again, inconsistent. Now, Ash Young gets sent off for 2 yellows. And I'm going to talk about how I believe the refereeing decisions. I will talk about the game, of course, but first the refereeing decisions. So first things first, the first yellow card, is it yellow? It's harsh at the start of the game, but he gives it. Fine. 5-10 minutes later, Tsimikas does a very similar challenge on Jack Harrison, and he doesn't get booked for it. Very similar to what Ash Young got a yellow card for. Tsimikas does the same thing and doesn't get booked. Fine. Already I'm thinking, ooh, a little bit inconsistent there. Then, towards the end of the half, Luis Diaz gets past Ash Young. Ash Young dives in. It's not a malicious challenge. He saw the ball, tried to get it, but missed the football and took Luis Diaz out. Double yellow card, red card got given. Now, I have 2 problems with that. One, the referee first waited. It looked like he was just giving a foul, not yellow card. He waited. Then he heard the crowd around Anfield. He heard, obviously, the Liverpool fans getting annoyed. Then he pulled out the second yellow and gave a red card. It's not like the foul happened and instantly, second yellow, red card. He paused and waited for a good 5, 10, 15 seconds and then decided, okay, cool, I'm going to give you a red card now. It's like he got bullied into making that decision in a way. Look, you might say it's a double yellow card. I can see world where it is. I'm not going to say that it was not a double yellow card and a red card. I know people online like Ali McCoy and Rio Ferdinand for TNT Sports were saying it was very harsh. And I do agree that it was a harsh red card. Like, I look at Mateo Kovacic against Arsenal. That was more of a red card than Ashley Young's was. Let's be real about it. But a red card's a red card. Fine. Now we move into the second half. Konate gets the yellow card. In my opinion, it was a yellow card. Bad challenge. Guy gets past him, pulls him down, cynical. Second yellow card. Has to be yellow card, man. Beto's through on the break. He's pulled him down. It's got to be. As they say in life, you made your bed, lay in it. The referee gave a second yellow to Ash Young. You have to keep that same energy now. So when Konate made that challenge, you have to also give a second yellow and give a red card. That could have changed the game because at 10v10, it's a different football match. Suddenly, Everton got a bit of momentum back. They're back in with players on the football pitch again. They're back on level terms in that respect, and they can go for it. Look, I think Liverpool weren't at their best today. I thought Liverpool were far off it. Liverpool today were living off the counter-attack. And I think Liverpool, to be honest, this season, right? And look, I'm not going to be one against Liverpool. I think Liverpool are one of the most entertaining teams to watch in the world. I've come out on a limb and I said that I prefer watching Liverpool play than watching Man City play. And that was back in the day when Liverpool, Man City were going tit for tat for a good 5-6 seasons in the Premier League. But once again today, Liverpool, they live off the counter-attack. Liverpool's best chances came off the back of Everton's set pieces and Everton attacks. Liverpool's transition game, at least going forward, was their greatest asset. But in terms of actually breaking down a resolute Everton side, they never looked like doing it. Not once. Now, they got a penalty, and I know some people online were saying, oh, it's not a penalty, it's harsh. That was a Stonewall penalty for me. I'm not going to argue that one bit. That was a Stonewall penalty. I don't know what Michael Keane is thinking, putting his hands out there. That is the penalty. I don't think that can be argued one bit. You can argue saying the rules this, rules that. Fine. If you want to argue about the rules, that's fine. Because in this day and age, modern era, obviously the handball is a bit more, the threshold's much lower to give a handball than it was back in the day. But in this day and age, you know it's going to be a penalty. You run a risk whenever your hand's up here, down, or everywhere. So I think that was a penalty for an absolute fact. But Liverpool today, in terms of actually breaking down Everton, they didn't really look like doing it. I think they were poor, Liverpool. I think they had a few snapshots from outside the area. But in terms of actually having free-flowing chances, I think they were off it now. I think, to be honest, if Mo Salah doesn't make it 2-0, I think an Everton player gets man the match. Maybe Doucouré. Maybe, to be fair, I think Brandwaith deserves it as well. I thought he was really good as a centre-back for Everton in that. I thought Mikalenko had a really good game as well, dealing with Salah in the first half. So, yeah, I think, to be honest with you guys, Liverpool were fairly lucky to come away with 3 points today. But, as they always say in football, it's not about the stats. It's not about possession. It's not about shots on target, XG. It's about the score in the top left corner. That's all that matters. And Liverpool won this game 2-0. And they go top of the table. Yes, it might be only momentarily, but it's a massive 3 points for Liverpool, man. Massive 3 points. Because look, guys, Merseyside derbies are never an easy game, man. Never an easy game for Liverpool. I know they've got a tremendous record against Everton Football Club, but it's never going to be an easy game. And Everton this season, right? Yes, they haven't got a lot of points on the table, but their performances have actually been much better than their points have showcased. Everton have got 5th in XG. They've had some of the most shots in the whole of the league. They're just not putting away their chances. And you saw that after a minute, Dominic Calvert-Lewin had a fantastic chance, probably Everton's best chance of the game when he headed it straight at Alisson. So the chances were there for Everton. They just didn't quite have enough to put it away. But I will say this overall, right? If you're Everton Football Club, if you're Sean Dyche, you got to look at this game and still be very proud of what happened today. I don't think you should be sitting there livid with your team's performance, or you threw it away, or you lost 2-0, it wasn't good enough. I don't think an Everton player or an Everton fan or an Everton coaching staff should walk off that pitch thinking, you know what, I thought we were off it today. I don't think they should think that whatsoever. I think Everton should count themselves very unlucky. Look, I know you shouldn't blame the referee in that respect, because you still should have accountability of yourselves. And we're going to say that the referee was the sole reason that Everton did not get a point, at least from this football game. But I still also think that Everton did enough in this football match to get a point. If you played this game 5, 6, 7 times, I think Everton get a point in at least 3 or 4 of them, because I think they were that good. I think they played really well. Defensively, they were solid. Liverpool had absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. The only time Liverpool looked like scoring was when Everton went forward. And you look at the other way. You think going forward, look, Everton didn't look amazing going forward, but they had dangerous opportunities. If Calvert-Lewin's touches right, if the final pass from Doucouré or Dwight McNeil or Jack Harrison's on the money, Everton could be through on goal. So look, it's not an awful performance from Everton whatsoever. They got to take it. Obviously, they've been in good form before this game, good momentum before the international break. Take it forward, man, because you got to try and get some results on the board. I just appreciate John Stream, my friend, doing really well. That's what we haven't missed about the Premier League, the refereeing. Yeah, for an absolute fact, man. Once again, the refereeing in this league, subpar. Subpar, to be honest with you guys, man. Because look, the referee has to look at this one and think, what is he doing? Now, Everton, I've got to sit there and ask for a little bit of consistency. And I'm going to make a point here, guys, right? I'm going to make a point about the referees. My point about the referees might be one that's a little bit, you could say, it could be a little bit of a stretch, my point I'm going to make about the referees. It could be. But ever since that Liverpool versus Tottenham game, where Liverpool got done over by VAR, in a decision that, to be honest, it was bad. It was very, very bad. I remember talking about it at the time live on this channel. But similar things have happened. Arsenal, same thing happened to us against Brentford, where the lines weren't drawn for offside. So catastrophic human errors have occurred in football before. But the one where Luis Diaz was onside to score against Tottenham was a bad decision, 100%. But I think ever since then, because of how much pressure Klopp, Liverpool put on the referees, saying, it should be replayed, or it's horrific. I think the referees now, subconsciously, the referees and VAR, subconsciously actually going to start giving Liverpool 50-50 decisions now. I genuinely believe that's going to be the case. I genuinely think the referees are now sitting there thinking, we've done over Liverpool before. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt on this case. And I don't think that's right. Look, I think when it comes to refereeing, right, no matter how many bad decisions you make, you got to treat every decision in isolate. You can't let previous bad decisions influence your new decisions, because just because Liverpool were done dirty against Tottenham, that doesn't now mean Everton should not be then given some kind of like equal playing field with Liverpool. Just because Liverpool got done dirty against Tottenham, it doesn't mean they should now be given good decisions in their favour. It doesn't make sense. Now, I think today Everton were very hard done by the referee, very hard done by. Ashley Young's 2 yellows, fine. I think they were harsh, but you give 2 yellows, fine. But now you've set the precedent. You set the precedent to now give 2 yellows very easily. Konate, very similar, doesn't get 2 yellows. Very, very similar. You see Kovacic 2 weeks ago against Arsenal, 2 yellow card challenges. For me, far worse than what Ashley Young did, doesn't get sent off. I don't get it. I mean, the warning sign was as soon as Konate made that second challenge, Klopp instantly got Matip on the pitch. He didn't even think twice. He was like, okay, Matip, straight on the pitch now. Because he understood how lucky he was that Konate stayed on that football pitch. Very, very lucky. You look at when Ash Young got his first yellow card. Literally 30 to 45 seconds, 5 to 10 minutes later, Tsimikas, similar challenge on Jack Harrison, doesn't even get yellow. Very similar. So I think there's a very much a lack of consistency here of the referees. And I think, look, Liverpool got very hard done by against Tottenham. I agree. But that doesn't mean they should now get the rub of green in future refereeing decisions. For me, you treat every game and every decision in its isolate. You treat it one by one. And if a referee wants to manage a specific game in that respect, you keep that precedent and you keep that consistency throughout the match. If you want to give 2 yellows to Ashley Young in the first half, fine. But now you've got to give 2 yellows to Konate as well. They were very similar in the fashion in which they happened. Very, very similar. I think the referee made a bad mistake there. Now, We could talk about other decisions in the game, the penalty, etc., all that. I think that, look, the penalty is a penalty in my eyes. I think obviously it's the way it is nowadays. If you want to debate if it's a penalty or not, you got to debate the rule book rather than the implementation from the referee. I think you got the penalty decision right in terms of nowadays the rules. I don't think it's necessarily right, to be fair. I think that the players should be allowed to have some kind of leeway with handballs, but it's the way the cookie crumbles nowadays. It's just one of those things. Jeff, appreciate John Stream, my friend, that we're doing really well. Liverpool Everton is the worst derby to watch. For the past several years, Everton always sits back and plays for a 0-0 from the start, even when they have 11. I'm inclined to agree with you. I think this game was very boring, to be honest with you guys. Very, very boring. Look, I understand the intensity in the football match, but I think overall it wasn't a great game to watch. And I agree with you. Everton sat back. But I appreciate Everton doing that, to be fair, because that's how Everton are going to get points in this football match. I understand that nowadays in the Premier League, right, because you got De Zerbi, you got Arteta, you got Guardiola, you got Klopp, you got managers like that, Pochettino, Eric Ten Hag. Everyone wants to start playing football nowadays. Everyone thinks they're going to go tit for tat with Man City. It's not going to work. Some days you have to have some teams that play a different grain of football, play a more defensive approach, a more counter-attacking approach. And I respect that. Not every team's going to play tiki-taka, possession-styled football. So I appreciate what Sean Dyche is doing in that respect at Everton Football Club to play a bit more of a pragmatic, defensive-oriented football. And he played well today. I don't think there is a single Everton player, apart from maybe Ashley Young, that comes off that football pitch thinking, I really didn't play well today. I really let my team down. I don't think there's a single Everton player that can think that way. Yes, I don't think Everton came here to attack Liverpool and play free-flowing, energetic, forward-thinking football. But they don't have to play that way. They're going away to Anfield. It's never going to be an easy game. Tell me one time where a team goes away to Anfield, dominates the football match, and wins the game. It doesn't really happen. If you play against Liverpool at Anfield, you're going to take punishment. You're going to have to play defensively astute. You're going to have to sit back and soak up pressure. And I think Sean Dyche realised that. And I thought, you know what? Let's frustrate Liverpool. Let's play defensively astute. Let's make sure to play the ball long to Dominic Calvert-Lewin or better up front. Let's make sure to keep our narrow distance and not give away any easy chances and make some tactical fouls and play a little bit on the counter-attack. And I think it worked for Everton. I think they were really good, especially defensively. I think they played a really good low block and Liverpool couldn't break them down. The only time Liverpool looked like scoring was off the back of Everton chances and set pieces when Everton couldn't play a low block. So I think for Liverpool, they got to look at themselves and think, right, we actually got to think about how we can break down these low blocks. Because Liverpool, when it comes to a counter-attacking transition football match, I have no doubt about their ability. Their front three is electric, fast and furious, I call them. Diaz, Jota, Nunez, Salah, whoever you put up there, Gakpo in his day when he's up there. I have no doubt about Liverpool's ability to play a transition-style football match. But when I see Liverpool try and break down low blocks, I do think they struggle at times. If they get an early goal, they're all right. Just like against Aston Villa. They scored early and that game was a walkover. But when Liverpool try and play against low blocks and it gets to the 40th minute, 50th minute, 60th minute, and they're struggling to break that team down, I think they genuinely struggle. I think Liverpool genuinely struggle to break those type of teams down. So I think they got to look at themselves now, Liverpool, and think, you know what? We got to try and roll our sleeves up and try and get some more creativity. I think Shabazai is a fantastic signing, but I think they need more creativity in there. I think they missed Andy Robertson today. I think Tsimikas obviously wasn't tested as much as other teams would test Liverpool, but I do think Andy Robertson brings Liverpool a bit more of a dynamic threat from wide out to put in more crosses, to be more of a focal point in the team, not necessarily up front, but to be someone that can cross in balls and collect loose pieces and be a real... Him and Trent Alexander-Arnold are very dynamic in the way they approach the football match. They both attack down the wings, but also attack diagonally as well. They really close and pen in the opposition. I think they missed that today with Tsimikas playing instead of Robertson. I'm not sure how long Robertson's out, but I appreciate it's a shoulder injury apparently, so he probably could be out for an extended period. So I think there's a lot for Liverpool and Everton to assess from this game. Everton can't be leaving this game thinking, you know what, horrible result, horrible performance. They got to sit there and go, look, it's a bad result, but it's not a horrible performance whatsoever. On another day, we could have got a result from this game. And Liverpool got to look at this game and think, we got the win, but we weren't at our best whatsoever. We'll take the 3 points, but we got to look at it and think, we got to improve, because we got to improve in terms of breaking down low blocks. There'll be a lot of teams in this Premier League, trust me. Everton's not the only one that will play defensively and try and frustrate Liverpool. And if Liverpool have got a knack of being able to break those teams down, it adds confidence. But when you get into a point where you're struggling to break down a team, it gets to 60 minutes, 70 minutes, 80 minutes. Trust me, the crowd start to get on the back of you. There was a period in this game with about 50, 60 minutes gone where the Liverpool fans were quiet. I've never seen Anfield so quiet, especially in a Merseyside derby. Genuinely, you could hear a pin drop in that stadium. That's what Everton were doing. They were frustrating Liverpool. The crowd were out of it. But to be honest with you guys, right? Liverpool got the 3 points, and that's what matters. Not every game's going to be easy in this Premier League. Not every game, but the points are what matters. The only thing that matters, as I said before, is a score up here in the top left corner. And Liverpool won the game 2-0. And they are top of the table for now. And they played Tottenham. They've obviously, have they played, who else? They played Chelsea away from home. They played Newcastle, etc. Liverpool played some tough football matches. So to be top of the table with only one loss on your record is very good. You got to keep striving forward. Brian says never a penalty. Brian, I'll be with you. I think it is a penalty. Look, if you want to debate the penalty, it's not debate the referees. Is you got to debate the rule book in that respect. I think he made the right decision for the penalty, Craig Pawson. In this day and age, when your hand's out here, when your hand's away from tucked in, it's going to be a penalty. You might disagree with it, but that is the rule book. It's going to be a penalty. If you don't think that should be a penalty, then rather than debating Craig Pawson or VAR, you have to debate the rule book in that respect and say, look, I think they should change the rule book and make the threshold a bit higher for penalties regarding handballs. If you want that to be the case, fine. I don't disagree with that one bit. But in this day and age, that has to be a penalty. It has to be. Whether that should be a pen or not, that's the way they're calling them now. Exactly, Jeff. 100% exactly the point I just made. Yeah, I don't mind defensive minded football, but Pickford took a full minute to take a goal kick, and that was in the 5th minute. Hey, look, you got to frustrate them. Look, guys, when it comes to taking time on goal kicks, on free kicks, on anything like that, right? It's not necessarily about wasting time because people understand the time can get added on anyway. There was 9 minutes added on at the end of the match. It's about killing momentum. Like when Onana, right? When Onana got sent off, fell off over the advertising board. I thought it's not that bad, bro. I know it looks bad. He fell over the advertising board. He looked like he could have had a very heavy landing. It wasn't that bad though. Let's be real. I saw the replay. He landed on his side. But I sat there and said, fantastic for Everton because that gives him an excuse to just waste some more time. Onana's down injured over the advertising board. He's not on the pitch. But because it looks really bad from the angle, can't see him. He fell over the advertising board. Waste some time. Waste a good 2-3 minutes. If he felt like that on the football pitch, the Liverpool fans will start booing. The players will get annoyed. Get on with the game, take him off the pitch, etc. Do you get what I mean? So I think you got to play the dark arts a little bit in football sometimes. And you got to be able to kill momentum, especially a place like Anfield, Etihad, Emirates Stadium. It's places like that. You got to kill the momentum. St. James's Park is another one. Newcastle thrive off the momentum they get with that free-flowing football. So you got to be smart sometimes. Take your time on goal kicks. Stay down injured. Make the cynical fouls. Anything to just kill the rhythm and kill the flow of the football match. Because when it starts to become free-flowing football is when you see teams like Liverpool, Man City, Arsenal, Newcastle. That's when you see teams like that really start to dominate and get a foothold in the game. If you keep it very stop-start, they go like this. It goes like, do you get what I mean? It's very jittery. It's not Liverpool playing at free-flowing football. But when you keep it free-flowing, Liverpool really start to hit the gear and go forward. So I think I respect Everton's game plan heading into this football match. They understood that they were not going to beat Liverpool in a football match. They were not going to beat Liverpool in a tit-for-tat, possession, we attack, you attack, box-to-box affair. They understood that, look, we're going to have to be defensively astute. We're going to have to be strong defensively and try and just take our chance on the counter-attack. And on another day, if Dominic Calvert-Lewin had the better first touch, if Jack Harrison and Dwight McNeil and Abdoulaye Doucouré had the better final ball, Everton could walk away from this game with a point or a 1-0 victory away from home. But it's one of those things. It's the way the cookie crumbles. Liverpool will be very happy. They came away with the 3 points. And that's how it works, man, guys. You got to get the 3 points in football, and Liverpool did exactly that. I didn't appreciate John Schumann. I think they're doing really well. Miss Robbo, tough win, but miss Robbo. Yeah, Robertson was a big miss today for Liverpool, man. How long is Robertson out injured? Someone let me know in the live chat because I think he's a big miss for Liverpool, guys. I'll be real with you guys because, look, Trent Alexander-Arnold is a very, very unique footballer. Very unique in the way he plays football. Everyone knows he's defensively, I'll be honest, below average. Not as far as a liability, but I think he's below average. I think to be honest, I think he gets blamed a lot defensively. He's not great, but I don't think he's a liability defensively. But what Robertson, Van Dijk, and either Konate, Matip, or Joe Gomez is good defensively. So they can back up for Trent Alexander-Arnold because they basically got 3 really good defenders with a more attack-minded Trent Alexander-Arnold. Now, I've watched Tsimikas in a few games. I don't think Tsimikas is bad. I don't think he is. But he's not Robertson. And when I say he's not Robertson, I don't mean he's not the ability of Robertson, because that's one thing. He's not in the style of Robertson. Robertson is a swashbuckling, free-flowing, up and down yo-yo fullback. Defensively, next, unbelievable defensively. Genuinely, one the best. Next to none. You can't beat him defensively. And going forward as well, he's really good at crossing in balls. He's dynamic in the way he goes forward. He can attack down sides. He can go a little bit inverted and cross in balls from like the corner of the penalty box as well. Really good. Tsimikas doesn't give you that. Tsimikas is not good defensively. He's okay going forward. He's just average at everything, Tsimikas. And what that means is, rather than having 3 really good defenders with Trent Alexander-Arnold, you now got 2 good defenders, and then you've got Tsimikas and Trent Alexander-Arnold at fullback. So you basically got your fullbacks who are defensively a liability. Now, obviously, it didn't cost them today, but you go up against a Saka, a Martinelli, a Doku, a Harvey Barnes, a Miguel Almiron, a Rashford down the wings, a Son Heung-min, etc., Kulusevski. It's problems. It's problems for Liverpool if Robertson's not in the team. Because it's one thing having Alexander-Arnold as a liability, but Robertson out as well. That's bad, man, because now you've got 2 liabilities. Look, if Arsenal are playing this game, Arsenal will not sit back like Everton. My club, Arsenal, will go for this game. I'm watching Arsenal later today against Chelsea, by the way, guys. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you do not miss my stream for Chelsea versus Arsenal later today, starting about 7:30 p.m. UK time. But yeah, my point is, if Arsenal play Liverpool today, Saka and Martinelli would be licking their lips seeing Trent Alexander-Arnold and Tsimikas on the football pitch. They'd be sitting there thinking, okay, that's our time to go for Liverpool. So I think Liverpool got to look at this and go, you know what? We got to make sure that we're better defensively. I think missing out on a CDM is a big miss for Liverpool. Whether it was Lavia or Caicedo, I think they're really going to miss not having a CDM towards the back end of the season. Because one thing a CDM gives you is it gives you that sort of like anchor. It's the insurance policy. When Man City missed out on Rodri for 3 games with a red card, look how bad they looked defensively. They looked exposed at times. Yes, against Arsenal, they're actually quite good defensively. But you saw they didn't have the same insurance policy they've had in other games. When you have a good defensive midfielder, it makes the rest of the team click. It makes the rest of the team really feel solid. When Liverpool had a prime Fabinho or a Henderson and Wijnaldum in there, they looked at their absolute best. Now, they've got Endo struggling to get minutes. Gravenberch, is he a CDM? Is Alexis McAllister really a CDM? I don't believe so. Szoboszlai, you don't want him playing deep. You want him to get up the football pitch. Do you get what I mean? So I think there's a lot that Liverpool need to look at here in terms of how they want to improve their game and their style. Oh, Pickford and Everton is all about wasting time. Oh, 100%, man. 100%. Okay, that's where we disagree. I have no respect for Everton at all. I've been rooting for them to be relegated for 3 years. Yeah, no, I agree. I don't want Everton to stay in the Premier League. I agree with you 100% in that respect. But I appreciate their game plan going into this game. I wanted Everton to go down for a long time to learn their lesson. I think their recruitment's been terrible. I think their style of football has been terrible at times. So I understand why you would want Everton to go down. I 100% agree with that. And I think they've been flirting with relegation far too long. But they got to look at it and think, you know what? We've got like a chance here. Teams need to smell danger in the Premier League, man. I don't feel like enough teams do that. You got to smell blood in the Premier League sometimes. Like, Everton should have sat here and after about 10, 15, 20 minutes, gone, you know what? Liverpool aren't at their best. Because I watched this game and I was waiting, when are Liverpool going to find gear? When are Liverpool going to click into gear? I think they had 1 shot on target after about 70, 80 minutes. I couldn't believe it. Before the penalty, they had 1 shot on target. You're sitting there thinking, when are Liverpool really going to click into gear? Everton should have been sitting there going, okay, I smell a bit of blood. Let's be a bit more adventurous. Let's be a bit more forward thinking. I appreciate start the game defensively. You edit game plan when you go away from home at Anfield, at Emirates Stadium, at St James Park, at Etihad, Old Trafford, Tottenham Stadium, places like this. You appreciate first 10, 15 minutes defensively astute. Don't give away anything stupid. Don't make any silly mistakes. 0-0 first 15, 20 minutes. Then we start to get out of our shell and start to make it more of a football game. That's always going to be the game plan of any team. But I feel like Everton didn't really adapt. It got to 10 minutes, defensive. 20 minutes, defensive. 30 minutes, defensive. Then when they got a player sent off, their mind was made up. They had to be defensive at that stage. So I think Everton missed a trick a little bit, to be honest. I think they should have been a bit more adventurous when just before, I think around 30, 45 minutes, towards the back end of the first half, they should have gone for it a little bit more, I think. About 10 weeks, Rob, out roughly. Oh, that's a big miss, man. Just over 2 months out. Last one, bro. Love Saka. Big up Saka, man. Can't wait to see him later today. Hopefully he's playing against Chelsea. 10 weeks out. Yeah, big miss, man. Big miss. Mane Pritchard on the stream. I think they're doing really well. Liverpool won. They did indeed. They're top now 100% momentarily until hopefully Arsenal win later today. Then we go back above them. I don't see them winning against us in December. Look, that game's at Anfield, so I'd never ever count out Liverpool at Anfield for an absolute fact. So, look, anything can happen, to be honest with you guys. But, look, I think Arsenal, we just got to keep our momentum, and Liverpool as well. I think, look, a lot could change. Look, December could come and Arsenal could be without Saliba, could be without Partey, Declan Rice. You never know. And equally, Liverpool could be without Van Dijk or Alisson or Salah. You never know in football. So I think we just take it one game at a time. And that game is coming. It's coming a couple months away, but I can't wait for it, man. I didn't see the match. What all happens? Okay, so what happened in this game? Basically, long story short, Achion got sent off for 2 yellows, and Konate did something very similar and didn't get sent off. So anything can happen. So that was the way the cookie crumbled for Liverpool in that respect. They got very lucky in that respect. Everton didn't. The penalty was debatable, but for me, I think it was a penalty. I'll be honest with you guys, I think it was a penalty because that's the rules in this day and age. And we'll see what happens, man. I think Liverpool got to take the 3 points. I think they'll be very delighted for how it happens. I'm going to look at Liverpool's fixtures, actually. Let me see Liverpool's upcoming fixtures to come. So, Liverpool fixtures. They've got Toulouse in the Europa League on Thursday. That's okay. You can rest a few players for that one. Forest at home on Sunday. Should be 3 points. Bournemouth in the Cup. Should win that. Luton away. Should be 3 points. Brentford at home. Should be 3 points. Okay, you got Toulouse as well then. Then you got Man City away. So, Liverpool's next 3 Premier League games, you got Forest, Luton and Brentford. 3 teams in the bottom half of the table. You have to maximize points in my eyes. You have to. So I think Liverpool got to look at themselves and think, yeah, I'm delighted. Then you've got Man City. Then you've got Fulham, Sheffield United, Palace. Look, Liverpool's fixtures are very friendly to most of you guys. Very, very friendly, man. So I think they've got to look at themselves and think, you know what, we can get good results here in our next few matches. Liverpool could actually go in for a bit of more of a title charge. They need a new defender and a midfielder. I agree with that. 100%. I agree. Hopefully we beat Chelsea to go top. I agree, man. I can't wait for that game later today, guys. Make sure you subscribe and hit the bell notification so you do not miss it. Chelsea v Arsenal later today. Stream live on this channel, 7:30 p.m. Be there or be square, as they say. I can't wait for. I want to hear all you guys' thoughts in the live chat after that game. Fulham have to beat Tottenham on Monday evening. I don't think they will, but I hope so. I'll be streaming after that game as well. I'll be streaming after Tottenham versus Fulham on Monday. Everton have been poor last 5 seasons. I agree. Very poor. You're a good guy, very fair up. The Gooners, take care, bro. Appreciate your stream as always, Dennis. Hope to see you around more often. Don't say that. What regarding the injuries? You never know, man. Anything can happen. Should see goals today with City playing Brighton. I'll be watching Newcastle Palace, but don't expect many goals there. Yes, I'll be watching City versus Brighton. I won't be streaming afterwards, though, because obviously I'll be watching the Chelsea Arsenal game in about 20 minutes after that game's done. But I will be talking about Brighton versus Man City versus Brighton, sorry, when I review the Arsenal game and potentially review the Man United game as well tonight, because there's 4 matches on tonight as well, but there's also UFC on. So I'm in a bit of a sticky situation tonight because I want to watch the UFC, but also want to watch the Man United game. So we'll see what happens. You never know, but I want to watch them both. Dude, super nervous for tonight. Come on, you Gunners. Yeah, super nervous as well. Oh, and by the way, guys, Discord chat has been made. Check out my community tab. The recent thing, let me put a comment here. Recent community post on my community chat tab on YouTube to join the Discord where you can talk about the matches there as well. So yeah, make sure you stay tuned in there. I dropped the thing on it, a comment on it during the what's it called, the international break. But I literally did it in like 6 a.m. So I appreciate not a lot of people would have seen it at that point. So yeah, a recent community tab for Discord. So that's where you can find the Discord. But yeah. True Good, appreciate on the stream. I think they're doing really well. I've been seeing your content recently as well, man. Been doing really well. Appreciate on the stream. Hope you're doing really well, my friend. Yeah, doing well. Can't wait for tonight. Of course, I'm sure you'll be streaming afterwards as well. So yeah, hopefully we get a win later today, man. Hopefully so. Discord, what's that? To be fair, I don't really use Discord that much either, but it's like a messaging service. It's like messaging, but how do you describe it? You can do voice chats on there. You can do messages on there. Gamers mostly use it. I'm not a gamer, so I don't use it in that respect. I haven't used it in so long, but you can use it to create like community tabs rather than like WhatsApp, for example. But yeah, I'm gonna start to round off this stream now because I've got to watch the Man City Brighton game, which is kicking off right about now. But we'll be back later for the Arsenal versus Chelsea game, or Chelsea versus Arsenal. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Is Saka back? I'm not so connected to football lately. I think so. I think he is back. I think Arsenal, apart from Yuri and Timber, have no fresh injury concerns. But I'm not too sure right now, man. I'm not too sure. Who you got for UFC tonight, bro? I got Makachev. Okay, good question. So there's 2 main events I really care about. The co-main event, obviously, you got Hazmat fighting against Usman. I think, to be fair, Chimaev will win. I think Chimaev will beat Usman. I think he'll beat him via... I think he'll beat him in rounds. I don't think it'll be points, but I think he'll beat him. I'm not sure if he's... I think he'll just be a knockout. I think he'll beat him by a knockout. Now, later tonight, I think Makachev will win as well. Now, when Makachev and Volk first fought, it was a very tight decision that went in Makachev's favor. Very tight. I think Makachev deserved to win, but I think it was very, very tight. I think Volk will be very hard done by. Now, obviously, he wasn't expected to fight Volk. He took it on short notice. I think like 2 weeks' notice, he took the fight. So I think he's got a bit less pressure on his shoulders in that respect. But I still think, to be fair, that Islam Makhachev should win that fight. But yeah, I'm going Makhachev to win. I'm going Chimaev to win as well. That's my 2 predictions. Good luck to Brighton. Get the 3 points. I hope so, man. Come on, Brighton. Usman, big up Usman 84 kg, man, on Instagram. Him and Leon Edwards was one of my favorite fights of all time, man. But yeah, can't wait for the UFC later tonight as well, man. I'm stuck on what to watch, whether to watch Man United game or the UFC. Maybe I'll have both on. But yeah, I appreciate everyone that tuned to the stream today, guys. Hope to see you all in my next one later today for Chelsea versus Arsenal. I've been Michael. Hope to catch you all later. Take care.